Page 30, My Baby Just Cares for Me. This is a nice little jazz piece, a nice little arrangement. It's also the last piece in the book. On the next page they talk a little bit about improvisation. I don't really teach improvisation, but you can have fun with that. I want to talk about this piece though. 4/4 times, 3 sharps. So it's either in A major or F sharp minor. Well, look at the end. At the bottom of page 31, you're here. That's an A major chord, so I'm guessing it's an A major. A lot of syncopation going on here. In the right hand, careful. 1 and 2, 3, 4. So right off the bat. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Tricky, but if you look at the quarter notes in the left hand, you can see where these notes in the right hand line up, and you can see which quarter notes they're in between. That may help some, although you should still be able to count it and play it by itself. Let's go to the second line there. Your 5th finger, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, and those both these notes are tied. So hold that. Again, next measure. 3rd finger now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. That's a G sharp, C sharp for that. Remember, we got all these sharps in the key signatures. Using 2nd finger on both those notes. Top of page 31. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Now you can use the thumb on the F sharp if you've got small enough hands to fit in there. It's okay. I tend to stay out here, so I'm using 2nd finger on the F sharp. And then the 3rd measure, look at this whole notes. Spell it out. One note at a time. A D, an F sharp, an A, and a B. That's it. That's the chord. It's a jazzy stop chord. And then the next measure here. Then going on, last measure, 5th finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and hold that out for the rest of the measure. You do that some more. Let's go down to the next line. Here, 2, 3, 4. Then quarter notes. Not bad. Then you got some more of what we've already had. The rhythm wise, the rhythm we've had is pretty much the rhythm you're going to get, or some variation. If you can get the rhythm we've talked about already, you can get the rest of this, is what I'm trying to say. One little thing on the right hand there, fingering wise. On page 31, in this end of the 2nd line, you're here, here. You can use 3rd finger on those A's if you want, 2nd finger here, and then on the next measure for the C sharp, it would be a 5 and then a 3. This way you're in position for the next measure. It's up here. Their fingering is here and 3 here, and that's okay, but I prefer to stay out here. So I go here, here, here. You'll have to decide what works for you. Left hand. The left hand is like the drums and the pulse is like the string basses playing in the background. That. Watch the fingering. It's just it's a A major scale going down. If you know the A major scale, that's the fingering for it. You're not going all the way down to A. You're only going to here. And reach up and do it again, sort of. Left hand's doing here. Over on page 31, 2nd line, you're up here. It's a B, E sharp. So it's here. It's 1, 4. And then an A, F sharp. How you finger it is up to you. I use 2nd finger here to keep my hand out here and not up here. So you can do this. It's fine. I prefer this. Personal choice. And then the next, I do a 2, 1, 2. But you can do a 1, 2, and a 3 if you want. And then the end of the line you got that, and the next line it's here. Go down. It's G sharp D. Each one's going down. And then you're back to what you were doing at the beginning. Go down to the last two lines at the bottom. Here. And then here, that chord. It's a D, F sharp, A, B. And I recommend fourth on the F sharp if you can. And then going on, it's a B sharp, D sharp. And then C sharp, E. Now a B natural. And an A sharp. See, the top two notes remain the same. We're just changing the bottom note. So it's. And then the last line, it is an A, a B, and a D. And G sharp, D. And then the scale going down. And the chord going up. Put the hands together. This all should be interesting. It's here. 1 and 2. Now there's a rest there in the right hand there, so lift up. See, the first measure you have a half note, you're holding it down, but the second measure you don't. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. Let's look at the second line here carefully. You have a pickup beat to it in the left hand. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The tricky part is while you're trying to count this out and play all these notes, you also have to play the rests. So starting with the end of the first line there on page 31, it's here, you're here. Lift up the right hand or the left hand when you on the eighth notes. 1 and 2. Lift up. So those A's are by themselves. To hang on to that. You lift up the left hand on the eighth notes. Three, 4. There. Third line down, last measure. Careful. So we want to hear the rest in the right hand. And then the last measure is here. How you finger it is a personal thing, but once you figure out the fingering you're using, pencil it in and stick with it. The last two lines is here. Rest. Remember the rests in the left hand too. Last line. It's a little confusing when the notes are so close to the key signature. You see those sharps in front of it and you think they're part of it. They're not. That's key signature. Don't let it confuse you. These are all white keys here. Like so. So you work it out very slowly. Take your time with it. Get the hands working right. And then you can speed it up a little bit. Let's add in some articulation, because that's what helps to make jazz jazz. So here, we need these accents, and the tenutos hang on to that. The idea is a lot of time when you're playing syncopation, the note that's on the offbeat, you'll accent it. That's just part of syncopation. It's just, even if the accents weren't there, you'd still want to accent those. You get the idea? So you work out so you get in the articulation, then you can add the dynamics. And really that's more to the, it's sort of a duet. And you can separate those actually, because think of a string bass playing and just plucking along, boom, 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 boom. So your boom booms are that way. Type thing. There's a lot, it moves along. It says a medium swing. I tend to speed it up a little bit. And also because it is jazz, it's a style of the music, blues, swing, and jazz stuff. Any eighth notes you have, you automatically swing them, or you play them long, short. You just feel it. The count, instead of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, is 1 and 2 and 3. That's what you feel. There's no notation for this because it's not quite a dotted and it's not quite a triplet. It's sort of in between and it's felt. So your short notes are not always the same length. You just feel it's 1 and 2 and 3. 3 and 4 and 1, 2. So the second line there, 1, 2. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 3, 4. You feel this rhythm all the way through, even at the end, the last line when you get down there. Thing, you just feel this rhythm. That's jazz. Also, typical with jazz, when you have this, you tend to put a little accent on the short note. You throw the accents off with jazz. That's jazz. That's gotta get. You're throwing the accents off. Then you can speed it up and feel it. You gotta feel it. You gotta get well enough, or get to know it well enough that you're not thinking about the fingering and the hands. It's just kind of flowing along and you're getting into the music. I like to play with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do dynamics, but I will do notes and I will swing the eighth notes. But we'll go really, really super slow. You can do it one hand at a time for a while if you need to. That's fine. I'll give us 4 counts. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 3 and 4. and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Rest. 4